Okay, engaging with a realtor. This is scary, right? Not with me, it's not scary. I am a no pressure realtor, and if you find one that pressures you or makes you feel uncomfortable, call me. So, your agent is going to be your main representative when you are looking to purchase a home. They will look out for your best interests by looking for homes that meet your needs. They set up the showings, write your offers, negotiate on your behalf, discuss terms with the other agent and your mortgage lender, write your offers so that you can get your loan that you're trying to get, because there's always certain terms that have to be written in a contract. And it's definitely crucial to have chemistry with your agent. You need to feel trust and comfort and be honest. Okay, everybody needs to be honest. That's how we have a successful, positive experience. Seek strong fundamental values in your agent that relate to yours. So there must be trust. And you don't necessarily want a salesy person. You want an educational person, someone that can guide you and teach you along the way and make it feel okay if you need to say no, or I don't like this house, or I can't make this payment, or whatever the situation is, because it doesn't benefit anybody if you're not comfortable and you can't speak your mind when needed. And use the internet to research your agent and read reviews. Agent characteristics. How much experience do they have? I personally have 33 years of experience in real estate. Do they have previous positive testimonials and reviews? I certainly do. How long does it take for them to get back to you? Are they punctual? Does the agent miss your communications? Do you trust them to act in your best interest with such a large investment? Are they aligned with your budget, your neighborhood, true home values? Are they pushy, high pressure? Or are they looking out for your best interest? Does the agent have knowledge of the real estate mortgage types and overall economic conditions in the housing sector? And this is important because different contracts have to be written different for different mortgage types. So this is something that your agent needs to know. Working with real estate agents. Understand that agents work on commission. Your agent is the last person to get paid and does not get a paycheck if they don't find you the house with the terms and the mortgage that you need to successfully buy a property. There's a lot of steps. There's a lot of positive things that can happen, and there's a lot of negative things that can happen. And if it doesn't come together, your agent doesn't get paid. Show up to your appointments, please, with your agent. Mutual respect is a wonderful thing. Keep in mind that your agent has done a lot of research and made calls to set these appointments for you, and also to discuss terms with the other parties. So please do not stand them up. Just meeting them for an appointment, just understand that there's been hours before that appointment that they've done preparation for you. Avoid contacting the listing agent if you're working with a buyer's agent. So this can result in a conflict of interest for the listing agent, which really you don't necessarily care about that. But the listing agent represents the seller, not the buyer. Working with real estate agents continued. Make sure you are on the same page as the realtor regarding open houses. Is it okay for you to go to an open house alone? Yes, of course it is. Make sure you take your agent's cards with you and do not disclose any personal information about yourself to the seller's agent while you're there. Signing an agency agreement. So times have changed, and there were many years we did not have to do this, but now the policy requires that you would sign a buyer's agency agreement for me to continue to show you homes. And this is going to happen with any agent. They'll show you one or two homes, but then they're going to require you to sign a buyer's agency agreement. This is similar to a listing agreement that a seller would sign to sell their property. Now the buyer is signing an agreement with their agent about who represents whom and how everybody's getting paid. This is very common now, and I will go over this agreement step by step in a future video. Keep your expectations transparent. Transparency is so important. No one wants to waste their time or emotions on something that doesn't work out. Be honest with your agent about finances so that we're not looking at things that don't fit your needs or you can't afford or is lower than you can afford. And also, if you don't like something, say so. If you don't like an area, say so. If you don't like your mortgage lender that I referred you to, say so. These are all very important things. This ensures that everybody has a win-win experience. Be ready to buy when you go house shopping. So I have witnessed heartache because people don't want to take the steps that I have encouraged them to take, and they just want to look at properties, and nothing hurts more than falling in love with a property and then you can't make an offer because you don't have your mortgage pre-approval letter. You don't have your earnest money set aside. So what happens? Well, someone gets the house and you don't, and your heart is broken. And this is why it's just so easy to pre-qualify for your mortgage ahead of time, and worst case scenario, you aren't ready right now and they will put you on a plan to be ready. But if you have that letter in your hand and you have your earnest money set aside, then when you see something that you love, you can jump on it. How does your real estate agent get paid? Well, this has changed because I'm sure you've heard about all the lawsuits, possibly, maybe not. But basically, they messed the whole system up for everybody because it used to be that the listing agreement was signed with the seller for a total amount of commission, anywhere from, say, 4 to 7%. It's all negotiable. But what they would do is they would split or offer portion of that to the buyer's agent, so that a buyer's agent knew that when they're going to show a property that they're going to get paid. Well, people wanted to sue, and they didn't like the fact that they paid the buyer's agent, even though sellers bought a house probably, and that seller paid their buyer's agent. But paying it forward doesn't really work when you're looking at winning a lawsuit for millions and millions of dollars. So that happened, and it's been a big disadvantage for buyers. Your agent has to request payment from the seller to help with your buyer's fees. And there's a lot of new homes and a lot of sellers that are more than willing to still pay that on buyers' behalf, but some are not. So this is always something that's negotiated and can be negotiated. And, the ultimate goal is still that everybody's happy. It's a little bit confusing. This is something we would sit down and talk about when we do the buyer's agency agreement. But typically, I will try my best to negotiate that from the seller. And if not, we, can work out terms as far as how that can be handled. Extra fees. So many agents have a broker administration fee that's charged by the broker, not the agent. And this is outside of any commission earned. And they're usually pretty small fees. They're exactly what they say. They're administration fees for broker office staff that's handled to review your file, to make sure everything's compliant, to make sure that it's gone through the legal loopholes with the Nevada Real Estate Division and the board, and the contract is fully filled, those type of things. So it just depends on the time and day what this fee could be, but obviously that would be disclosed up front. Okay, so that's it. Not so scary, right?